This video will look at mobile technology, including social media and applications that can be integrated into your online course assignments and activities. These activities can be accessed on the go via cell phones and PDAs and are great ways to incorporate daily experiences into the classroom. Technology is ever present in our lives. We notice it more and more with students as they are often attached to their cellular devices. Between an iPhone, an iPad, a laptop, or a cell phone with the internet, students are accessing data constantly. Is there a way to make this content academic? Some studies have shown that indeed these tools can be used and incorporated into the classroom, particularly into the online learning class. To understand exactly what we mean when we look at the term mobile learning, let's take a look at the definition. What we see here from Narzoni is that any sort of learning that happens on the go and that is not set to a predetermined location is considered mobile learning. While interpretations of mobile learning might vary from person to person depending on one's perception, knowledge, and application use, this is Narzoni's opinion, and I think it's a fairly good fit of what we're looking at when we discuss mobile learning. Let's take a look also at what social media includes. Social media is a very broad and loosely defined term. However, the main purpose of such media is to network and to enhance social connections and relationships, allowing users to interact with one another on multiple levels. One notable article mentioned that social networking can in fact have a positive impact on a student's self-image and have psychological benefits, impacting students' learning, self-esteem, and satisfaction with university life and performance proficiency. Furthermore, that their uses of these social media and social networks are having an impact on the way that they perceive themselves and the connections that they have with others. This is an example of a Twitter page. You can see the posts from the author of this account, and you can also see the posts created by the followers of this Twitter account. Twitter is a nice way to send quick messages and is really convenient for students and for those on the go to simply convey a message or to share one's thoughts. In a 2009 study done at the University of Texas at Dallas, there was a group of students that were surveyed and were asked to use Twitter. 70 students were in the experimental group and 55 were in the control group, and none of these students had used Twitter before. The students in the experimental group were asked to use Twitter in order to continue class discussion, to increase book discussion or class-generated ideas, reminders, support, personal support, and organizing study groups, etc. And what they found was that the students that were in the experimental group and that were using Twitter had a higher GPA than those in the control group that weren't. So this is very interesting, demonstrating that these quick connections, these quick posts can really have an effect on students' study and performance habits if used correctly. This is an example of a Facebook page, and the nice thing here is that this is really very vibrant. There you can post pictures, you can post videos, you can post any announcement. This is a snapshot of Temple's summer sessions account and demonstrates here that students can type a message or share a picture of something interesting or amusing that they might want to share with the people that are friends with this account. While many may discourage the use of Facebook in the classroom, Facebook can provide a great outlet for students to connect. As we see, Selwyn displays a variety of ways students use Facebook to recount class notes or interpretation of courses, to exchange course relocation times, dates or due dates, whatnot, and more importantly, to exchange ideas and suggestions for assignments. Facebook was primarily used in Selwyn's article for networking and discussing non-academic related information. The study does show that students will use Facebook and social networking, for that matter, or for academic purposes. So students will use it to discuss different academic issues, topics, and so forth. And while other areas are listed, we can see that there are special ways and different ways that students can use social media to interact with one another and recount class material. Wikis are a great technology in order to provide collaboration for students within a class or a particular group. Students can track changes that others post on the wiki so that you can see what's been updated over time, any adding or altering that's been done. And this is a great way to work on papers for students. They can load content, and in groups they can review that content, mark changes, and make any updates that they need. And this could be used instead of using Google Docs. Everything's right there. You can track those changes very nicely. And as an instructor, you can see kind of the progress that that group or the class has made. In addition, you could use a wiki as a class knowledge base. It's a nice way for students to share information or content that they're doing research on, and to maybe ask questions, to discuss topics or ideas from class, and to really further brainstorming different areas of the class content. Blogs are also kind of like an extension of a wiki. They can be done as a group or individually by students. And the nice thing is that in a blog, students can not only post text, but they can also post pictures, they can post audio, they can post video, they can post links to a website. So it's very dynamic in the sense that they can add lots of different multimedia in there. They can add to it continually over a semester, so having different blog posts for different assignments, or have a blog culminate in one large assignment with many different posts, different website links, so on and so forth. Blogs are similar in Wiki that they can convey and foster collaboration, and they are available through Blackboard, though you don't have to. You can also create blogs through open source sites such as WordPress or Blogger. Lots of different sites available out there that you and students can access and share with the others in the class. Many faculty and students, for that matter, have access to the internet on their phones. A lot of these phones have what are called applications or apps built in. Students and faculty can download these apps, some for cost, some free, and they really go the span of different types of applications, whether it's a game that's not necessarily academically related, but for fun purposes, but also the academic side. And some of the academic applications can be very useful as an instructor and also for class interaction. So some of those include taking attendance. You could also collect data, take pictures with your phone, and then store them and share them for class lectures or share them and send as an email. You can use the content collection sites such as Dropbox as an application to easily access different material for your course wherever you are, whether you're at your home computer or not, so that it can make these materials available for you all the time. You can record notes, whether it's taking a screenshot of a whiteboard of a class that you teach in class and making it available for students in your virtual class. You could also take pictures or images of different things that you're looking at and send them as PDFs to your students. And then there's also applications for different textbooks. This is really convenient because as students are always on the go, maybe traveling to or from class, taking the train, lugging around a heavy book is not always convenient, and having that virtual e-textbook can really save them time as far as, lugging around things, but also being able to read wherever, whenever, as long as they have an internet connection. And then also just planning lectures. There are lots of different brain mapping tools that are out there that can really help you mind map different ideas to stimulate your lectures and how you'll present the material. So lots of different apps available that can tailor to your specific area of interest, whether it's history, science, math, etc. And you can really take advantage of those by looking through the applications that are available, whether it's through your provider, if it's the iPhone, the application apps area, or just looking at the apps from your provider, whether it's Verizon or AT&T, so on and so forth. There's lots of different ones, and I certainly would look and see what you can find, because you'll be astonished at how many of them can be really useful. The next generation learning wave is set up by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and they announced a list of 47 finalists, which were basically awarded or were really innovative in utilizing social networking, social media, and applications into the class. So different courses and different classes around the country are trying to integrate different ways to use these activities in the classroom. So for Georgia Tech, it was using OpenStudy, a social network for students to connect with one another. And for MIT, they were trying to create an open source platform with different content and pedagogy for instructors at all different types of colleges and institutions to share so that they have resources available for teaching online. So lots of different things that are going on, and I would suggest looking at the website and really seeing these different activities and projects that are in progress, because they are really innovative, and they'll also give you some ideas as how you can incorporate social networking, social media, and even applications into your classroom. So just some suggestions for implementation. Be open-minded. It's very easy to get overwhelmed with the new media that's available, whether it's a networking site or mobile media such as an application. But experimenting with new technology is what keeps online learning new and innovative. So make sure you're looking around, asking others, and really, looking at your phone or looking at these networks that are available. You can also ask others and see how these various networking platforms work. So really opening a Facebook account for yourself and seeing what you can do with it, what's available. It may not be right for one class, but it could be right for another. And then also try role playing with social networks, whether it's a Twitter account or a Facebook account. There have been studies done where faculty have asked students to create a Twitter or Facebook account for a historical character or a person from a specific point in time, and to share information, kind of like a blog where they're providing content, but offering details about this character's life and the time in which they lived, maybe sharing pictures, adding drawings, or sharing links to something that would be of importance. And then just utilize the on-the-go nature of the social media and social networks. You can implement real-life examples, things that you're seeing every day, all the time, all around you, to connect with your class material and show students, how they connect with these real-life experiences through pictures or through tweets, through Facebook posts. So this is a great way to connect with your students and to demonstrate to them that what you're learning is all around them and not just in the classroom or in a textbook. This is a list of selected works, and I really highly recommend all of them. They're very helpful. Some are short and some are long, but they definitely provide some insightful information as how to kind of get a grasp of these social networks, the different media that's available, and how to kind of go about searching for applications that could be useful to you. Just some more continued works. And then where I retrieved some of the images that you saw within this presentation. Thank you for watching, and I hope this is valuable and insightful as far as how you can incorporate social media, social networking, and even applications into your classroom for both online and in class.